Okay. Okay. Come over here. Come over, come closer, come closer. Turn and walk that way. Let's pretend it's nighttime and you're walking this way down the street, all right? Just do it. Hi! Yeah, that's a great idea. Boom! Are you fucking nuts? No. Huh?
You walk around in front of her.
That's different. That's different. If I see her, then that's different. If I walk past her and then turn from here and make a comment, that's different. But God, from behind? Hi there! Jesus. Is that kept on mute when it's not? Good. All right. Let's move on. Let's move on. Now we're giving you what you want, like word for word things. Let's move on. I'm going to give you, for the next few hours, word for word shit you can use and drills to practice for yourself. All right? Next approach position, the put on. The put on. Now remember, you can always combine these. You can rapidly go from a comment, question, observation to a put on. Yes? You can combine an observation, comment, question with a put on. Do you remember the story I told you about Dr. Ken? I went with Dr. Ken to the cafe and we noticed a good-looking Asian girl. And I sat down at an angle to her with my back facing her, right? I didn't sit facing her. I sat with my back to her, right? And what did I say to her? I made an observation. I observed that she was talking to herself, right? Now, had it been a straight observation, I could have turned around and I said, you know, you must be having difficulty studying what you're studying because I noticed that you were kind of like talking to yourself in your head. Are you having trouble understanding that? I could have done that. That would have been a perfectly acceptable approach. That could have worked. You understand? That would have been a straight comment, observation, question. I observed and I commented on what I observed. In this case, I decided to combine it with a put on. I just took my observation and I dropped a humorous filter in front of it. So I turned and I said, excuse me, you look like a very loud thinker. I have to ask you not to think too loudly because I have something very important to discuss with my friend. Thank you very much. And I turned back around. Okay, so you can combine them. The way you do that is you take your observation, your comment, your question, say, how can I bring that up in a way that's funny and humorous, that gets attention? All right? A straight put on. Let's just do a direct put on. The point of the put on, look up here. Here's how the point of a put on is, it comes from a place where you and she both know it's not meant to be taken seriously. Or at least at some point, if she has a sense of humor, she'll get that it's not meant to be taken seriously. For example, she's wearing a logo shirt that says, part of the put on is sometimes I'll act totally stupid. I did this with a girl. She had a shirt that said Nike, right? And so as I walked by her, I said, what's Nike? She went, it's Nike. I went, Nike? No, it says Nike. Who's Nike? Nike. You know, shoes, a clothing line? We don't have that in my country. You know, I just fuck with her a little bit. Okay? Put on. So a put on, how can I tell you how to construct your own put on? You have to have a sense of humor to pull this off. I'm trying to think of some ones that I can... I've given you some stock put-ons. One is to just make whatever comment or question you want and then go to it's too short. So start with a comment, question, or observation. I noticed you're standing there drinking your coffee. Or, where'd you get those shoes? Do you like your shoes? Do you like that coffee? Whatever. Whatever your opener is in, you look back, stand back, and go, it's too short. And they'll say, what? It's too short. Life. To hesitate. When you meet someone you think is just incredibly attractive. And then you say, I was talking about me. You get it? Boom, boom, boom. I'm trying to think of some other put-ons. I come up with the put-ons on the spot. I don't think them through in advance. That's just how I think. Here's another put-on. Let's say she's walking her dog. Yes? So I wish I could use Sarah as the example dog, but... Can I call her? Sarah, here, girl. Will she come if you tell her to?
Just woke her up, call her again.
Sarah, come here, sweetie. Come here, baby. Come here, baby. What a good girl. Come here, Sarah. Hi, sweetheart. If there was a chick walking Sarah, what I would do is I would get down on the ground and go, oh my God, you just have the sweetest, cutest owner. I'd say, hey, I'm glad, once I get them laughing, I'd say, I'm glad you laughed because I wanted to see if there was a fun person wrapped inside all the pretty. I'm glad you laughed because I wanted to see if there was a fun person wrapped inside all the pretty. There's another implied compliment, by the way. It's an implied compliment along with a challenge. Sarah's a sweetheart. Now, the next one. Did you get Vince's put on word for word? Do you want that one, word for word? Oh my God, I'm sorry I'm late. The traffic on the freeway was really heavy, and my car got run over by a dog, and blah, blah, blah. Get it? All right. All right. Down here, we have the blurt out. Underneath it, in parentheses, write sincerity, vulnerability. You're going to arrange to have me come speak at a Mensa meeting, right? Yes? For real? I'd love that.
Should have been at the last one. The last one, the theme was sex, drugs, and rock and roll.
Well, okay.
Tons of talkers
Cool.
for that sex.
We'll talk. I'm sure someone said that Mensa is Latin for table. What does the word mean? Do you know what the word
You
means?
were right. I looked it up last night.
See, I was right. Mensa does mean table. What a weird name. Huh? What a weird name for a group of smart people. Table?
Round table. A round table.
That's a round table. Okay. Blurt out. This is just being sincere and vulnerable without being needy. Without, look at me. It's about being sincere and vulnerable without being needy. Without being needy. Look, you guys face a real challenge. The real challenge is, how can you consistently, over time, practice these skills without being attached or over-attached to results until you get good at it?
Yeah.
I know. I'm much smarter than all those other guys. They're not even pimples on my anus. Well, first of all, because I'm Jewish and they're not, so there you go. Automatically, I'm smarter. All right. How can you consistently practice this till you get good at the skills and put all that other stuff aside long enough to give new ways of thinking a fair try until you get good at them without getting that old stuff back up in your face?
Do the ritual breath.
Do all the rituals I gave you here, and it won't come back in your face. Reinforce those beliefs every day, and you'll be able to consistently practice this till you get good at it. Okay? Sincerity. Vulnerability without being needy. So, the way I work the blurt out, I'll give you fake blurt outs. I'll give you rehearsed blurt outs that seem sincere and vulnerable, but they're rehearsed, okay? Yes? If you want to do a real blurt out, you just say whatever you're thinking. If what you're thinking is, you know what, if you don't go talk to that girl, you'll kick yourself the rest of the week, then that's what you say.
Yeah.
You go up there and say, hey, you know what, I looked at you and I thought, if I don't go talk to her, I'm going to kick myself for the rest of the week. So, hi, my name is so-and-so. Look at me. That's a perfectly acceptable approach if it's done without neediness or fear.